just off the busy streets and nestled into a vibrant community where sometimes young Nepalis practice their music, lies a hidden gem of Nepal. So today we're here in Kathmandu, Nepal, and we are going to have a real treat. We're going to meet my friend Ram, who runs the Folk Music Museum of Nepal here in Tripurshore, Nepal. So, come on over. Hey, Ram. Namaste. Namaste. I'm Tara Linhart, and here I am with, please introduce yourself to all our friends.
I'm Ram. I'm working the Music Museum of Nepal since 1995.
So you started this in 1995. What made you start this folk music museum?
This museum is for my holy master who teach me the meditation and our culture. If someone accepts me like a disciple, they teach me about meditation and knowledge, wisdom. And so I was offered with, I was put with his wish. And I asked, what's your wish? He said, I don't need to do anything. Please do something good for the Nepal. So I started using the music.
Okay, so you had a meditation teacher, a guru.
Yes.
And you asked if you could repay him in some way, and he said, do something for your country. So you started collecting instruments and recordings, audio recordings, video recordings, photographs of the many different kinds of music and music instruments of Nepal.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on inside and look what's in there. So, one of the first things you'll see when you come in the museum is the world's largest sarangi.
And the smallest one also.
And the world's smallest sarangi. There's a lot of fun, a lot of sense of humor, and a lot of creativity in the museum. So not only have you collected what people were using, but you also commissioned a few things, right? So what's the story on this world's largest sarangi, which is a Nepali fiddle?
Yeah, it is a sarangi. Is in our own, when our ancestors create the musical instruments, there's a use for the all and the different varieties. And if there's some child, they like to play, they like to sing, they design for a small instrument for kids. And then this instrument for the bass. We sarangi play.
That was the idea, was you could make a bass sarangi.
Yeah, we need to bass sarangi.
Like bass fiddles, like we have violins in different sizes. So this is still all made out of one tree.
Yeah.
Just like, and it was made by
Padam Gandharva.
Padam Gandharva. Yes, I went to visit him just outside Kathmandu. So anyway, we also have some bass strings on here. Another thing you should definitely ask about if you come to the Folk Music Museum is this amazing book that he's written, Musical Instruments of Nepal, and it is definitely one of the best books I have ever seen on the musical instruments of Nepal. So a must-have for anyone interested in Nepali music. If you come and see him directly, you can probably even get a signed copy, which will be a collector's edition, mark my words. So let's go on upstairs.
Yeah, okay, please.
So as we come upstairs into the museum itself, we're greeted with an amazing array of different types of instruments, most of which the information is in his head. So I highly recommend meeting with Ram. Some museums, everything's labeled in writing and you just go through, but really the museum is about Ram and all of his interactions and passions for the instruments. Like what is this drum? First thing I walk into.
Yeah, it is a drum. It's named the Gorakhkali Dhol, and it's a two-headed drum. And one head is a Guru Gorakhnatha, like the Lord Shiva, and other is a Kali, Gorakhkali. So in the ancient time, we need to the communication through the musical instruments, and then the all hills or high hill. There is the musicians tower. The settlement, they stay in the music. They stay there, and when they get order from the government or the king, so they need to pass their message by the drum to another hill, and then pass the long way. And so there's a two musician. One is the two head, two stick, and one is a single stick. And single stick is the Gorakhkali, the mother head. It's a bass, and other side is a treble. There's a two stick.
So this drum was used then to communicate.
To send a message
between people on different hilltops.
Yeah.
Right, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
Yeah, and then they get the musician get a message from the government or king, and then they code in the music,
Right.
and then they play in the music, and other musicians they listen, and then the last message.
Okay, so let me just to help make sure our friends at home understood that. So what he's saying is, let's say the king has made a decision and some news. A lot of the old ways of spreading the news would be from the drum stations. So
news and orders also.
all sorts of information.
Yeah.
So they would have a code and they would drum, and then at the next hilltop way over there they would hear it and then they would drum it, and before you know it the information is around the kingdom. The whole kingdom. So fantastic. And this is just the first thing we walked into.
It is like now the telephone tower.
Like a telephone, like a telephone. But we have drums and stringed instruments and created instruments, collected instruments from all high and low altitudes and all sorts of ethnicities. So let's just walk on into the room here. What else do we have? Real quick, short versions.
This is the three-headed drum. With before the Kathmandu Valley, they worship the three mother goddess: Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. It is the major three mother goddess, and they worship in the priest worshipping the temple, the chanting, worshipping, and then the musician play. That's it. Just the Saraswati, they play Saraswati is a melody, the rhythms, and then the Mahalakshmi and Mahakali, that's what they use. And these are two big drums. It is a Guru Gorakhnatha is a Nepal is a famous saint and the Guru, and we equivalent to Lord Shiva. And in terms of there's a Shiva, there's a Gorakhnatha temple. There's one is it is a moon-headed drum, and it's a sun-headed drum. And so the morning and the afternoon and evening, 3 times a day they play. Yeah.
Then we come into the big rooms with loads and loads of instruments. I know a lot of school kids come here to learn about the instruments in Nepal, and some tourists do also. What's this shell here? Do you want to tell us a little bit about this conch shell, or?
Yeah, it's a conch shell.
Okay. Yeah. Could you do like a demonstration of what's the symbolism of the conch shell? I noticed, one may notice, throughout Nepal, you see conch shells in Buddhist art and Hindu art. And
both, with all we use, because before the millions years ago, the mountain, our mountain is a Tethys Sea, and so after the earthquake, it is together. Indian and Tibetan plate touched together.
So you're saying Tibet was basically the ocean, and then the Indian continent hit and started creating the Himalayas, and now we have the biggest mountains in the world. And so a lot of what you find
fossils, several fossils of the conch shell.
Exactly.
So it is our tradition, and we used to play.
So a lot of the fossils we find throughout the Himalayas are from ocean life from a long time ago. Thus, we have a lot of conch shells.
Every morning and evening, we used to. This is my first instrument. I play. When I'm 8 years old, it is a Lord Krishna's art. It's like the Krishna is one incarnation of the Lord Vishnu.
The one that plays the flute.
Yeah, and there's a flute in here. So I try to blow. We have the more than 125 ethnic groups and minorities and castes. So our instrument is all from them, and it is in the Nepal. Whole Nepal has in our research is 1,350 types of folk musical instruments.
How many?
1,350 types.
1,350 different types of folk instruments. Well, that's fun. And so I see you have some things used for what they call puja or religious purposes, some for healing purposes, some for party purposes, singing, dancing. There's tungna, the beautiful one there with headstocks in this country can be very fun. And so now, what do you have here? This is beautiful. It's like a peacock with strings.
It is a Saraswati Veena. Goddess Saraswati is we find a very old statue about
Saraswati. And Saraswati is the goddess of music and learning.
and she holding this instrument, and so same we made the copy from the statue.
And Saraswati's vehicle is the peacock.
Peacock, our mount is a.
Her mount is the peacock. So we have this beautiful. So this was made based on historical image.
Image, yeah.
Yeah, statue. So again, a lot of creativity here. So let's just look around at this cool instrument. And so we have a room full of various horns made from metal. Well, what is this one?
It is called the Narasingha. Maybe it's the first they start from the animal horn. Singha means singer. Sing is horn.
Horn. Sing.
And then we use for this is the very holy occasions, and then the weddings like this, and then we used to play.
Definitely hear that, couldn't you? If you're having
it is like the moon shape,
Yeah, if you're having a puja, everyone will know. Everyone will know you're doing prayers.
Moon shape, and this is very.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a moon.
And sometime, in the past, our ancestors, there's a war also, not only peace, peaceful movement. They used to do this, and sometimes it's a war. They also the musician lead the war, and then it is like they make a snake shape, like a snake. And then they chant, and then they call to the god of the snake, and then by music they said, please attack to the enemies, and then all weapons like the tied by the snakes, and so they cannot open their guns and other weapons, So that's a.
So in wartime you aim it down, whereas
down,
where you're just doing a puja or a prayer time, you aim it up.
Yeah, it is like a snake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic. So, as well as collecting, I think at least 365 instruments you have at the museum, you've also spent how many years now recording audio and video recordings of musicians from all around Nepal?
It's nearly 20 years. Video is 20 years. Well, audio is more than the 25, 26 years.
So, and in that time, some of the instruments have become endangered or even not played anymore.
Not played,
Some of those also, I think some of the old legends of the music have passed away, and you have the recordings. So definitely would be important and helpful to try to digitize some of these and share them with universities or other reputable sources, museums. You have some recordings though, where is it, in England?
In British Library. We did nearly 1,000 hours audio and video recording.
That you digitized, that shared with the British Library. Oh, that would be cool. So maybe some of the Americans need to contact you too and share with some different universities and archiving centers, because this stuff is amazing.
Very important.
It's very important.
Most of the who record, they are already passed away.
Yeah.
There's only
so
one
we need to preserve this. This is very important stuff here. But fantastic. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so here we are in a beautiful room, completely surrounded by sarangis. This is maybe a Gandharva focus room. So sarangis from many different regions with the different styles and different materials. Yeah?
Different parts of Nepal.
Yeah, and photographs also of different great master sarangi players from different places of Nepal. And then also we have some different instruments. Like, well, this is an interesting thing. What is this here?
This is chirling.
Chirling. Okay.
This is the long one. It is made by cane, and on the top, it is a iron sword.
Okay, and now who used this and why?
In the past, the messenger is they need to get written messages, letters, and pass one village to another village, and the royal orders they need to.
So maybe a mailman before
mailman.
There was modern mail. This would be the mailman's.
And they put all mail in the back, and he run, and then he run. It means it means so they clean the road path.
Everybody out of the way. Mailman's coming. The mail must go on. Don't stop the mail.
And then there's everybody know there's someone coming, and all is a space for the.
Right. It probably also scares away any animals or snakes or
and also the all.
Right. That's great.
And somebody if the disturb, sometimes this happened in the past. If somebody attack to the mailman and the postman, that they can order to the they can reach.
Yeah, don't mess with the mailman.
No.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I saw something similar too in Bhutan.
Yeah.
It seems like throughout the Himalayas, before there was what we think of as modern mail, and of course now internet, the mail was run through the mountains, often by someone maybe with no shoes even.
No shoes.
Right, and with one of these spears making sound to clear out the animals, clear the people out of the way, let the people know, yay, mail is coming.
It's coming, yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. So, along with the different audio and video recordings you have, you were just saying that you had some in the British Library.
Yes.
You also got another grant. What are these?
It is each cap, from Korea. The Korean the organization, they sent to the support for the museum, and we did the 500 hours audio and video digitized.
500 hours. So you had about 1,000 hours you digitized with the British Library. Then another 500 hours through a grant from Korea.
Yeah, Korea. It is 8 set of the CDs of the audios and the 2 set of the DVD.
Oh, right. It seems like this would be a really great resource for a university or an archive in America also to be interested in, or Canada or Australia or France or wherever. So that's amazing stuff that we have all these resources.
Yeah, and we sent to this copy to the schools, and then the schools.
Nepal schools?
Nepali schools, and they can listen and they can see the videos and listen audios.
Well, thank you so much for just giving us a little taste of so many of the things you have here. Definitely you have to come and see for yourself, experience, hear Ram's stories and histories, and definitely get that book. Again, my name is Tara Linhart, and I'm here
I'm the Prasad Kadel.
And we're here at the Folk Music Museum, sometimes also known as Music Museum of Nepal. So in Tripurshore, Kathmandu Valley. Definitely make it part of your trip to Nepal.